It is Weather Watchers Worldwide. There's my little anime character, Robert Spetta, and there's Lee Southwick.
Hey, hey!
Oh, look at that.
We're back.
Just like our characters here.
I love it. I love that. Sometimes we don't get to always use this graphic, but this is the OG Weather Watchers Worldwide graphic, and we are back today on this Tuesday.
That's the classic right there. We got plenty to talk about today. I know you were talking about yesterday, the snowstorm up in the Northeast. My goodness.
Yeah, that is a historical storm. The snowfall total's crazy.
And then, the cold air coming in behind it. And then we're talking about fire weather risk. There's a lot happening out there today.
And across the world, you even have some stuff with the tropics, too, which is my favorite topic that you cover on Weather Watchers Worldwide.
We got to it's not talking tropics, it's talking tropics here. I still think I spelled it wrong.
I think we usually do talk like I-N and then the apostrophe replaces the G.
I forgot an I.
I like it. This is different.
It's talking tropics.
Talking tropics.
And in the Indian Ocean, there is a pretty potent storm system I'll get to in just a second. And we have an update on Artemis, a solid, what did we just do a second ago? A solid womp womp.
Womp,
womp. That's your preview for that. It is what it is. Anyways, let's talk about our snowstorm out here.
Look at that. Like the eye that it had at one point, like that perfect spin. It's beautiful on satellite imagery, but it is, I will say actually it's beautiful on the ground too. Tate yesterday had his friend River Dodd, who lives in Brooklyn, send in photos. Winter Wonderland, gorgeous, but also an absolute mess of the Northeast.
Let's show some video out of New Jersey, and we'll talk about that here. This winter wonderland. And one thing that I was seeing people say is like, it looks kind of like a hurricane off of the coast there.
Yeah, and honestly, with the blizzard conditions, like the wind that was blowing, I saw someone who used to live in Florida who recently moved to New York City, and they called it a snow-a-cane. I was like, I like it because, similar.
They were getting solid winds 70 to 80 miles per hour along these coastal areas.
Yeah, that's what their video showed, that the trees just like bending over. But, snow was falling with
that. Is not, and even if you let's say you like snow and you're like, yeah, I want to build a snowman. I want to go skiing. This is none of that. This is just putrid.
So this is the Jersey Shore?
This is the Jersey Shore.
Snow on a beach always gets me.
Yeah. I'll show you also some video out of the Boston area that we have, which just the same deal. And here's the thing. Boston and Massachusetts typically doesn't get these like crazy heavy snows because they're often modified a little bit off of the Atlantic. The setup just has to be right for these type of setups here. And, of course, plenty of power outages. 700,000 people lost power at one point here.
Oh, my God.
Estimated about $35 million in damages. So an obvious $1 million disaster plus 35. For all of the Rhode Island and a good portion of Massachusetts, there's a travel ban in place because look at that.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
What a mess.
And then once you get stuck in that, you're waiting to get help getting out. The temperature is crazy cold. So, let's hope your car doesn't run out of gas. Oh, goodness.
That's just like a hurricane when you're trying to flee from a hurricane. If you're evacuating, you get nervous about running out of gas.
But I think the difference here is on that point is, let's say you get stuck on the side of the road in a hurricane. There is the heat issue, but at least you don't have to worry about hypothermia setting in if somebody doesn't come in and pick you up. This is just rough conditions, and really everybody up there being impacted by this. And now they're going through the cleanup, right?
Oh, the amount of what would you call it? That slush, but dirty slush. That's gonna be.
Oh, that's salt mixed into it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You can answer this probably.
All right.
So Lou and I yesterday were also looking at video out of Atlantic City, New Jersey, with the surge coming in.
Yeah.
And the snow on the ground too. So if there's salt water all over the roads, do you need to salt the streets still, or does that do the job?
Oh goodness, I never really thought about that. I would assume you still need to salt the street. I don't know. Like
But then
that's
the water would also wash it away.
because
So maybe salt after because it's not going to leave enough salt behind.
Yeah, that's true. Because the salt would have the salt water usually. A lot of people don't realize this. Of course, salt water doesn't freeze until like set 27 to 28 degrees,
Right.
because it does have that salt content. But even though salt water is salty, I don't think it's salty enough.
That's fair.
Like
Yeah.
you really need like just a layer of salt. It's a good question though. That's good something to look into.
Okay.
Let's come back to our satellite picture here though, and I mean, potent storm. And he said there was a surge off of the coast there.
Yes. Like really, like it acting like a hurricane. The wind, the surge,
Oof.
and imagine if that was rain, but it's snowfall.
And well, take a look at some of these reports. I mean, these are all damaging wind reports. So like up and down the East Coast, from Maine to Massachusetts to Connecticut here.
Is it possible to click on some of those and see what the winds are?
Of course. Yeah, I think some of the highest were right here along the coast. So like they're 66. Let's go up to the north.
68.
68. Let's clear that. Boop, boop. So I'm gonna go to just right on the coast of Massachusetts here. Another 58 there, Barnstable. And we'll go on the coast of Rhode Island. Okay, that's a 23.
Boo, why would they put that one in?
Yeah, right. We'll go off the coast.
We have that here right now.
of Maine, and there's a 69 miles per hour.
Wow.
I mean, that's up and down. And I think the max wind gust was at Nantucket with 83 miles per hour. That's the highest I was able to find.
That's wild. And then the snow getting up to around 40 inches, almost 40
inches. So we're talking almost 3 feet of snow with the wind. So the snow drift, I'm sure, is piling it up even higher than that. That was a record for the entire state of Rhode Island.
No way.
Yeah. So, this storm definitely one for the record books here.
Mm-hmm.
It is it potent, and they already had a pretty decent blizzard earlier this year, and that one would have gone down the records, but this one absolutely ferocious. And I see some of the reports with some of the reporters out there just standing on the beach in these blizzard conditions.
Oh yeah, again, kind of like. It resembles a hurricane in a lot of ways, but then like they're trudging through snow as they're trying to walk. It looks tiring.
Then you're all just bundled up. You got the snow, the ski goggles on. I've seen some people. I mean,
how when you cover a hurricane and you're cold out there reporting because the water the rain like soaks in and you get cold when you're reporting, which is funny to think about because obviously it's warm. It's summertime or fall. I can't imagine how cold it would be to be out in that. Have you done that reporting where you're trudging around in big
100%,
snowstorms?
100%. That like in these type of ones, as long as you dress appropriately, you're okay. The coldest I've been while reporting is reporting in like sub-zero temperatures, but there wasn't a lot of wind, but it was just like super cold where it just
gets in your bones.
Yeah, nothing helps. Here, like with these snowstorms, as long as you're super bundled up, you should be fine. And then you can just like get behind a snowbank
something to block the wind. Yeah.
And you'll be okay. But boy, I would 10 out of 10 rather take a thunderstorm in Florida over this every single time. It's not pleasant. If you're watching and you're from one of these areas that was impacted, I would like to hear from you. Send us some photos to our First Coast News Weather Watchers page. I would love to see it.
Definitely. I was trying to find this other report too. I just got the location. So it's a place called Fall River in Massachusetts, reported 41 inches.
Oh! All right.
So we'll have to check in on that. But I saw that earlier, and so I had to go kind of find that it's just all up and down the coast, or the northeast. We'll see those reports.
I mean, and like I said, it comes with the wind, and I think that's one of the biggest issues because that wind does pile it up, snow drifts, and also it's been advecting in the cold air, right? Our temperatures up and down the East Coast. Poof. Oh, I do want to actually, here you go. Here's what the snowpack looks like right now along the eastern seaboard.
Wow. So I know yesterday we were looking at how for New York City, this was at least a top 10.
Hmm.
Did we ever get those final numbers and
I'll
find
have to
where it
check New York
landed?
City.
Yeah.
I did see them. I didn't write it down, but I know it's up there.
It is in the top 10 for sure. So just
And
wild.
then they got to clean it all up, which is the other issue. Because like you can't just plow the road and push it to the side. Like there's nowhere to put it. Like
There's so much of it. Oh
they
man.
got the dump trucks coming out. They got those snow hot tubs they call them, where they just dump the snow into like boiling water,
Hey,
and then the water just runs off.
that works.
I,
And steams and evaporates, and yeah, that's a great way to do it.
it is a process, but oof. Take a look at our current temperatures, at least here at right around 10 to 11 a.m. and temperatures in the 20s up to the north. Jacksonville also, here on the First Coast scene, a little chilly out here today. Chilly and dry. Now, we do have another weather system, and we'll talk more about this in just a bit. That's going to come up heading into the weekend, or Friday, really. And over the weekend, there's a chance of some precipitation, which would be a welcomed sight. I mean, what's our deficit right now? It's still like a foot, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Shoot, I should have checked that this morning, but it's just because I know it's not getting any better.
It's not getting,
And-
even though we've gotten a little bit of rain, it's not nearly enough.
And that's why this is not going to be enough to be a drought buster. But we'll take it. We want it anyway. Give us all the rain we can get.
I mean, we've been talking about these wildfires, and you were here yesterday. The fire, I know you had one in Bradford County. We also had one on Sunday, caused evacuations up near Folkston,
Right,
right?
just north of Folkston, and then a couple of them on Sunday popped around Nassau County. But for those of you in Nassau County, the smoke you saw, that big plume, was that Folkston fire. So yes, we had a lot of little fires in Nassau County, but there's a massive smoke plume. That was the one associated with Folkston. Even saw it on our Mayport camera. So down towards Mayport, Atlantic Beach, you were seeing that snow. Changing topics. The smoke. The smoke plume.
Hope you weren't seeing snow.
Whew.
Well, at least by the weekend, if we do get that rain coming in, that should help kind of improve conditions a little bit here.
Yeah.
But this is what it did look like there. This is about Bradford County.
Man.
Oof. That's the type of stuff, blocks out the sun, not healthy. I know there was for the one in Georgia, the Folkston one, there was evacuations. I'm not sure if there was any for this one.
I don't remember, but yes, you're right about the area north of Folkston getting evacuated.
So with all that said, we absolutely do need the rain. It would be a very welcomed sight, but for now, still stay on the dry side.
We get a new drought monitor every Thursday. So if you're like, I've seen this already, it's because, yeah, you're right. You have. It's going to be worse when it comes out on Thursday. I'm really interested to see if that severe goes extreme, and if extreme starts to go exceptional.
Yeah.
One of the worst droughts we've had in a long time.
Ugh.
And now with the freeze that we had this morning, when I came in this morning, 29 degrees in Jacksonville. Got down into the 20s today. It just, not that, if anything had started to grow with the near 90 that we had on Friday, it's now also dead. And that's more fuel for
these fires, more kindling. And I was even cleaning up my garden, and it was just like I was just ripping out dead plants. And you think about that, those will light fast, and they burn fast too.
Oh, yeah.
Burn fast and hot.
And just a friendly reminder, not saying that you did this, you know way better. But I've heard officials in like Putnam County say this and stuff. No burning the debris. I know we do have dead plants. It's sometimes just natural for us to just throw
in the
it.
Suburbs in my backyard.
Just but across the First Coast, we do have a lot of land. Burning is just second nature. We cannot do that right now. One little ember accidentally flies out, your whole yard's up in flames.
Done.
It's so scary right now. This is just ripe for fires, unfortunately.
So we'll come back to this in a minute. We got some other topics to get to. I do want to go to a break just real quick. We'll do like a 1-minute break here. So don't go anywhere. We're going to talk tropics actually once we come back. Yeah, a little.
We need the rain. Now we'll talk about who's getting that
Yeah,
rain.
we'll talk about who's getting the rain, and then we'll talk about, our hurricane season here and when that's coming up in just a minute.
The First Coast News Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Have the umbrella in the back seat, the rain jacket ready to go.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
Let's get some breaking news we've been following overnight.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. First Coast News Plus, complete coverage of your local news, weather.
For 15 years, I've lived and breathed Jacksonville weather here at First Coast News. From stepping out in the midst of hurricanes to just delivering your daily forecast, I take it seriously because weather can impact your safety, but it also impacts your everyday life. So my job is to make it easy to understand so that you're prepared. I'm Lewis Turner, and as Chief Meteorologist here at First Coast News, it is my honor to be on your side.
Get your latest forecast on First Coast News Plus.
All right, let's talk about the tropics. 97 days
Boo.
until hurricane season. Just like that. Boo.
Just bad news. We're cold. Now we're fires then. It's hurricanes.
Always something happening. But yeah. I mean, the plus side is the average first storm is not until June 20th. So
Yes, but we have had our fair share of like a Memorial Day storm, a little early May storm. It's not out of the question.
I know, I think it's what, like 6 of the last 7 years we've had a storm in May.
I think we've
It's
had
something
a little
like
bit.
that.
We've had a little bit of a break over the past like 2 or 3 years, but yeah, before that we had 6 years in a row where we had a storm form in May.
So yeah, a hurricane season's coming here in the Atlantic. We're not there yet. Still cold, too much shear. Don't have to worry about it. But there are places that get them. And check out this. This is a technical term for this. It's an intense tropical cyclone. Now, goodness gracious, I tried to look it up. Horacio. Horacio. That is it's a name for the Indian Ocean storm here. Has 140 mile per hour winds in this thing.
That is quite an eye there. That is massive. That is strong.
And
there we go.
Well, at least, we are starting to see the shear kind of act on it at this point. Yeah. Now, here's the good news, Lee. I'm showing this because you're right. It is quite an eye. It is a classic. Like, if you just see this from satellite, you go, whoa, okay, hold on. That looks dangerous. But she is moving out to, out to sea here. Why is my camera on the wrong spot? There we go.
Nice.
There.
Oh, okay.
So it's
little funky, gets blocked a little bit, moves to the west.
Yeah, I think it gets. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. There's a high pressure towards its south, so once it kind of runs into that, it almost stalls out a little bit, and before you see that
there
right
it
there.
goes. Yeah, sure enough.
Until like a little front kind of kicks by with the screaming 60s. That's those those southern lows wrapping around Antarctica that finally kind of pick it up and cause it to weaken out completely. But
okay, but out to sea. So I guess Pacific travel. They got to watch out for it. But
I mean, Indian Ocean really here.
Oh, wait, where are we?
Yeah,
There's Cape Town. Okay.
We're off the coast of Madagascar and East Africa. And the good, there's not really many shipping lanes
Australia's
out here.
going to be on the right side.
So
there's Perth. Okay.
So some long period swells may be coming out of it. I think in truest sense, it's a fish storm. I'm only showing it here because it's kind of, back to the satellite picture. It looks dangerous, and
these are my favorite type of hurricanes when they're not impacting anyone, not impacting land, but they're just something beautiful to look at on satellite and radar, and no one else has to
if you're
deal and worry.
You're shipping traffic and you end up in this, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, that's it.
Not to be rude or disrespectful, but you can go around.
Yeah, you need to figure out a new job. Sailing is not your forte. Okay, just figure it out.
Yeah. But that's why, and this is a perfect point where when I do school talks, I love to talk to kids about all the different jobs in meteorology.
Oops.
Woo! Look at that.
I went the
eye.
wrong way. I wanted to pull back the picture, kind of show where it is. Go on. I'm sorry.
No. So, I don't know why this just reminded me of it, but so we talk about all the different jobs you can do in meteorology. You don't have to be on TV. Just a heads up to anyone or anyone who's kids who are interested in weather. And I love telling kids that you can be a meteorologist for a cruise because they think that's really cool. But that's why there are cruises that sail around the world, and you'd have to be avoiding that. You would have to go right around that. Obviously, so not just shipping, but like on the human interest side too.
Occasionally, we have one of our long form videos here on Weather Watchers Worldwide, and I know it's on our YouTube channel for First Coast News, where I do interview the guy in charge of Royal Caribbean.
That's awesome.
And he's just like, yeah. And he says like they do give him free ticket. Like anytime he wants to go on a cruise, he can just go on a cruise. Like he's just like, all right,
that
I got
is a
this.
great perk of the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
and
then everybody,
flights, you'd have to fly around it too, and yeah, lots of travel.
but he did say like every time he does take a cruise, everybody knows who he is on the board.
Well,
So he never really gets. They're like, so are we gonna hit any rain or anything? He's like,
you're never
guys,
relaxing.
I'm just trying to sip my margarita here.
Yeah. Is he the only?
He is the
Met
only
for Royal
Met.
Caribbean?
They have one Met.
Oh, you can't take off then.
Yeah,
Like, there are cruise ships sailing every day.
Yes,
You need to know.
Yes, that's true. So I'm sure he'd be working from the boat there.
Yeah, that's a 24/7 job. But
Oof.
but I actually know someone who does do a lot of when they have remote work and work from home, they will go on cruises with Royal Caribbean. I think that's where they go normally, actually. So that's funny. I know they have a good like work from home, work from ship setup.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how I transition this. You know who is also working from home now, and that is the crew of the Artemis mission. They got taken out of quarantine, and they all got to go back home.
Okay.
Because we were hoping for a launch on March 6th, but it looks like Artemis 2 with the SLS is being rolled back to the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building, due to helium flow issues. We got some actually video from the launch site where it's just sitting there. This was during the wet dress rehearsal. And, Elite, we were so hopeful because it was like the wet dress rehearsal went good.
That's what I was saying. We thought it went so well, and then this came out after the fact. And
Yes.
there were a lot of questions about, why. I know you've been paying way more close attention to this. If you don't know, Robert Spetta is our Artemis expert here.
Yay.
And so, do you know any more details about when they found it?
They were taking the fuel out.
Okay.
And then it was like a helium valve on the upper stage, just one of those things where they're running through as they were unloading, and they noticed there was a leak. And it was like, so they worked out all the other stuff, but then this helium issue. So, and it's something they can't fix on the launch pad. They're going to have to like get into it.
Yeah.
So they have to put it back on the crawler. 12 hours back. It was actually supposed to happen today, but it's too windy.
Oh.
So they delayed it till tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, because they said it was too windy out there today. I guess.
Isn't it going to be windy tomorrow?
But then they might delay it again tomorrow. They usually don't make the call until like the morning of.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it takes 12 hours to get back. They're gonna have to fix it, and then at that point, it's gonna be way too late for the March launch window. They'll roll it back to the launch site, and then do another wet dress rehearsal. Because once they put it back on, they're gonna have to do that again.
That's...
I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. It's been years. Like, guys, I know.
It's our tax dollars.
Yes. And I know that there are people on board, and I know.
That is more important. Let me clarify. First and foremost, life is on the line.
But this has been a long time coming. Now, with that said, the launch director did make a very good point during the press conference of this, is that Artemis 2 in its truest intent is not a mission to the moon. It is a test mission for our first mission back to the moon, which is going to be Artemis 3.
Right.
So they're saying like, this is all still a test. This is still practice. So even though there's these delays, it's because they're testing it. That's the point.
Makes sense.
But it's still frustrating. I mean, I can still be like, come on, I wanted to see a rocket launch, but hey, well, it takes what it is. And SpaceX is still doing their thing too, by the way. And they might have the Starship ready to go by the time Artemis gets going. We'll see what happens.
Well, April 1st is the next possible launch. And then there's a couple more dates like April
3rd,
6th.
4th, 5th, 6th.
Okay.
Now, one thing about April 1st compared to the other dates, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th.
It's not an April Fool's joke.
You're right. Well, also, it is a daytime launch. So that is the only launch time that it would be during the day.
And it was like 6.
It's like 6:30 p.m. So it's actually right at sunset. It might be a beautiful launch right at sunset. The rest of them, though, are well after dark, which I personally prefer to see a night launch. Granted, and a little selfishly, I would 11 o'clock launch at night means a 2-hour drive back to Jacksonville afterwards. Like I like sleep.
Yeah. Well, we all like sleep, but we also all like rocket launches. So
yes,
just hoping this thing gets off the ground, gives us a spectacular show, and helps advance us and get us back to the moon
safely.
And one day Mars.
That's
crazy
the whole
to
point.
think about.
Like Artemis. 10 is supposed to be Mars mission. That is the list.
Yep. The whole Artemis mission as a whole is all happening to get us to Mars.
Just got to get off the ground first. Anyways,
Well, I want to be on the sand there.
that you
That's
can
nice.
watch the launch from this spot too.
Yeah, you can.
It's a beautiful spot, especially if it's at night. The whole sky is just like it just looks like meteor going up into the sky. I don't know how else to
No, that was
explain
great.
it.
You just did it with your hands. Like looks like, and that's exactly what it looks
That
like.
is it. That's it. So back to Jacksonville. We got about 5 more minutes here. Back to Jacksonville. Beautiful day at the beach. I say beautiful. It's cold. I went for a run this morning, and the whole time I was like, "What am I doing? Why?"
Wow, good for you running in that. That was a cold morning we just had.
No, not good for me. Bad decisions. Good for health, but it's cold out.
Well, I know you ran a half marathon in even worse conditions, so I know you can do it.
But
After the Donna.
there's a difference running with a few thousand people and just by yourself going,
It's like, yeah, you're right. You're like, no one running next to you motivate. Do you, when you run, are you the type that's just like, all right, I'm going to try to at least match pace or not let them pass me, or I'm going to catch up to this person, like kind of like.
I try to match pace and for like the first few kilometers, and after that, I'm just like, I'm doing my own thing. And then like people start passing me. I'm like, whatever. I'm in my own. The best thing I love about running is almost like a form of meditation.
Yeah.
Where I just kind of completely blank out. So people could be running by me, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
That sounds really good for your health, peaceful, like mental health, physical health, all of it. Sounds great.
You gotta get out there. Let's go for a run, you guys. Every weekend, park run at Austin. If anybody wants to head out there. 15,
I'll walk.
Do it.
I love
They have
walking.
it's park walk too, and it's free. 59, and you'll see me out there. 59 degrees today, though. We do have that morning freeze this morning, but the winds are lightening up. But tomorrow, like you said, it's still going to be breezy tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting about the Artemis. The southwest 10 to 20.
Yeah, it's like I thought today was the calmer day out of the two. So, but I mean, if it's too breezy today, they can't go. I mean, it's what it is.
And that's another day that they'll delay. We're both defeated by it. Because Lee and I keep getting built up for this Artemis mission.
We're like trying to have like team meetings, come up with a big plan for you all because we want to stream it to you live as it's happening. Like we think it's going to be really cool. We want to plan it for you guys. We just need to get this thing rolling. Not rolling back, rolling forward.
Such a pain. Tomorrow back into the 70s, though. I mean, hey. Nice.
I'm here for it.
And then we get back into the high 70s by Thursday and the Friday, near 80. Not quite the 90 almost that we had last week, but we'll take it.
Still
We'll
nice
take it.
until that rain arrives. But
And-
we need the rain.
And then, yeah, as you mentioned, till the rain does arrive. And we showed this earlier. That will be into the weekend. It kind of cools us down. But I don't think it's going to be like this blast of cold air like we've seen with the last one. It's more of a stationary front kind of setup,
Yeah,
isn't it?
you could tell it right there. Like it kind of stalls almost. It looks like it could stall over our area. So we'll have to watch out for those Sunday rain chances as well. Right now we're keeping them on the lower side. It does look like it would be lower, but they're there because of kind of how this system slows down. We also have bumped up rain chances to 60% for both Friday and Saturday because of how it kind of slows down over us.
Well, a little bit of ups and downs, classic late February, early March weather. And of course, we'll keep you posted here on Weather Watchers Worldwide if anything does change. And don't forget, coming up at 4:30, we have Weather Impact Live with Lewis Turner and Ross Muma. I might be sitting in there as well. So if you want to stop by and check that out, please do. As always, though, thanks for stopping by. Anything else, Lee?
Have a good one.
Yeah.